Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. I'm Angela Wolf.
I'm Cathy, Gandy.
And we're so excited to be here with you today. We've got a super fun project. So we're at your site virtually, taking over Brothers Crafting YouTube and Facebook pages. And we are pre-recorded, so I won't be bringing your comments up, but I'm in the comments. So say hi. Say hi, say where you're from. Did you check out last week's big reveal at B2B? Cathy, was that fun or what?
It was amazing. It was a blast.
Oh my gosh. Every year I think, what possibly could Brother do that's better than what we have now? And every year they blow me away.
They do. It's just amazing. Edge to edge with your embroidery machine, just amazing.
Yes. And so actually that's what I'm working on right now is some edge to edge. I don't quilt, Cathy, but I love to design fabric. So I'm having a field day with this.
Yeah, you are now. You're quilting away. I mean, quilted fabric to make a garment out of is just amazing.
It's awesome. So today you're not quilting. What are you doing?
No, I'm on the ScanNCut today. I am doing a summer project. I know it's towards the end of summer, but this is a summer project with recyclables. And so we'll just see what I've got.
That sounds wonderful. Take it away. I can't wait to see. I love working on the ScanNCut, so another fun project would be wonderful. Oh, look how cute that is.
So these are like a party favor. So what I did was I took and cut felt out of the ScanNCut, just leftover felt pieces, and I glued them onto a frozen treat stick, and then used a button, a leftover button that I had. I recycled my buttons for the eye, and then you can use this as a bookmark. So they can use this as a bookmark, and then of course, I filled it with candies and no chocolate. I used lifesavers here, or uh, hard candy, so it wouldn't melt in the sun. And then I made them just a little bucket that they can use later on to put whatever they would like in. So it's like a little party favor that they can just take home and enjoy putting their pens, pencils, whatever they want into it.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. So cute. I could just see putting little little plants in there too, but that's really cute, Cathy.
So we'll take those and put them to the side. And we'll just work on Emma today.
Sounds good.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I've already put some craft adhesive vinyl on my mat. So I'm going to go ahead and load my mat before I bring up my design. So I'm going to put my mat, you put your mat between these two holders here, and then you're going to hold your fingers on the center there, and then load your mat.
I like the colors you chose.
And you want to load it like that so it doesn't get crooked. If you get it between those two marks and then just hold the center and load it, you're usually going to do okay. I mean, it's maybe not always perfect, but it's pretty close. All right, so now we want to load our design. So should I go put up this other camera?
Oh, sure. I'll take over. And when I see her come back, I will bring her back up. She didn't want to get you seasick, right? So be sure to ask your questions. We are working on the ScanNCut. And I know a lot of you have asked a lot of questions lately about, there's been such great projects. So if you go to Brother's website, which I will bring up for you, you can see a lot more of this, a lot more. Is that your new English for the day? A lot more on their blog. So Cathy has her screen up. Let's bring this up. We can see you great, Cathy.
All right, hold on just a sec. All right, so here is our screen. And all of the things that I'm going to be doing are built in. So what we're going to be doing, what I've done too is I have, well, I'll show you the bucket in a little bit. We're at this screen. So we're just going to put our designs in. So I'm going to come to patterns. And I'm going to come to the alphabet. And I'm just going to pick the first one. I'm a little boring, but that's okay. I'm going to pick this one here. And then I'm going to write Emma. So it's E-M-M-A. Something easy that I can spell. And it's my granddaughter's name. So I'm going to say OK. Now, this is the size of this, the height is 1.16. Well, I want that to be about 0.75. I want about 3/4 of an inch. I don't want it that big. So I'm just going to push this minus until right down here, I can see that the height is about 7.5. There you go, 7.4, that's good. So I'm going to go to set, and there is my Emma right up here in the corner. So then I want to add the flower. So the flower on here is a little bit smaller than the one built into the machine. So I'm going to come here and go to pattern. I'm going to add and come to this category. And this is in category 1. So this is going to be the center of my flower, ARA011. So I'm going to push that one there. And then I'm going to take that down. I want that to be maybe a little over an inch. Well, let's do 1.25 inches. So. Oh, that's good enough. So I'm going to say OK to that. And there we are. I'm going to say OK and set. And there I am. I have my little flower. So then I'm going to add the other flower and go to pattern and pick the pattern and come back to here and back to the flowers. And let's go get this crazy little one right here. And let's bring that down to, that's good, 1.87. So, okay. Because it's going to fit on the little bucket here. I don't know if you can see oh, that's too big there. But it's going to fit on the top of that bucket, at the bottom of that bucket. So I think that's a pretty good size. So I'm going to say OK to that. And OK. Now, I didn't do something before, but I can get to it after I get this all set. But when I do the craft adhesive vinyl and something else, so I'm doing that and then I'm doing felt, I want to make sure that I do my vinyl first. So I have to put my half cut on. If I do my half cut second, I always forget to take it off. And then the next thing I cut, the half cut is on and I have a mess. So I do it first, so then I know that I have to take it off because it's in my memory. And then when I get done, I'm so excited I put everything away and I forget to take the half cut and turn it back off. So anyway, that's why I do the craft vinyl first. And so I'm going to go to set, and I'm going to scan my.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking away. I had it on mute. Sorry, Cathy. So noted about the half cut, and you're putting the half cut so you don't cut through both layers of the vinyl, correct?
Right, yes. When you do half cut, your auto blade, which is absolutely amazing, the auto blade senses the thickness of what you have on your mat, and then it only cuts half that depth. So it doesn't cut through the paper back. And that way you can get it off and you can transfer it onto your project. So that's what your half cut does. You're going to want to do that when you have anything with a backing, the heat transfer vinyl or the craft vinyl. And it's just amazing how wonderful it does.
Sounds good. All right, half cut it is.
So I'm going to start, and it's going to scan my mat. And you're going to see what I have when it comes back up. Now this is where you can use just all kinds of leftover vinyl. You don't have to have a big piece. It has to be big enough to fit your project, but it doesn't have to be huge and it doesn't have to be square. It can be whatever shape you can fit this into. So I'm going to take this one here and I'm going to bring it right down into here. So this is my blue one, and that's the outside of the flower. Then I'm going to take this and bring it over here. And so I could have gotten by with really small pieces here. So this is a nice way to recycle your vinyl. You don't need huge pieces. So I'm going to take Emma and put her right in here. And I'm going to go to my wrench here. Never mind. I'm going to say OK here. And I'm going to go to select. And I'm going to do cut. And I'm going to touch the wrench right here, because this is going to give me more options. That gave me background color and some other options. It didn't give me all the options I needed. So when you get ready to cut, you're going to get all your options. So I'm going to go down here, and here's my half cut. And it's off, and I want it on. So then I'm going to say OK. And then I'm going to start, and it's going to cut. And while it's starting to, I can wait, and we can turn the back to the other camera. So
okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
And while she takes herself out to change that, I know there's a little bright spot at the bottom of the ScanNCut. We tried, we couldn't get rid of it. So just know, we saw it too, but you could see all the buttons she was pressing. That's the most important. So Cathy, this project is so cute. I'm very excited for this. And we've got her camera up now. I'll bring her back up. There we go.
So now I'm going to push start. And OK. Oh, well, isn't that nice? I forgot to put the cutting blade in.
Well, that's
not good. So I do have my vinyl blade here. I really don't need it because there's not any real intricate cuts, but I have it, so I'm going to use it on my vinyl. So I'm going to drop it in, put the cap off, drop it in, and close it. And isn't that nice of my machine to tell me to put it on? So I don't cut everything and not get any cuts. So it tells me to put it on. So I'm going to say OK. And then start. And let it do its thing. And this is going to take about a minute.
It's so quiet.
It is. It's so quiet. It's just so much fun. You get to do so many different things with it.
So feel free to ask your questions in the chat, even though I'm not bringing them up. I'm in the chat, and so is Brother's social team. And we'll try to answer any questions that you have. But this is a great project. And don't forget, if you're on Facebook, be sure to follow, and you can share this to your page to watch it again. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And you can also share the link if you want to share it with a friend, or save it to what you want to watch later. Always a great option.
Okay, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and take my mat out. And I'll take this one off. Okay, this is Emma. That's a nice sticky mat. So it's already sort of coming off. But one thing that I have found that once you get this started, if you sort of wiggle, it comes off a lot easier, and you're going to get it all off.
Do you have to have the sound? That could be like a song, the wiggle. I think that is a song, actually.
Yes, wiggle, yes. And I have one little spot here to get out with my weeding tool, and maybe I'll get it out. There you go.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be in my head all night. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The whole Brother family is going to be going wiggle, wiggle.
All right, and we'll just take off these other two. We're not going to do anything with these, but there you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. It's so easy. Of course, you have to get rid of it so it doesn't stick to everything. This one, I'll just take the paper off too. I'll get the paper off on that one. Okay. And then and I would probably, if I was going to be doing this, I would probably cut this off here because there's no sense in wasting all that here and throwing it out. Now I have that piece that I can use later on, and just take this and fold it off. And get the center out. So that's how easy it was to cut those three. It just took a minute. Now I want to transfer this to my bucket. So on my bucket, from this side to this side is about 6.5 inches. Now, if you're good at guessing the center, go for it. I'm not always good at guessing the center, especially when something's rounded like this. So you can see that it's curved here, and yet it comes down in. And so there may be a little trouble getting Emma on here straight. So I measured 6.5. I put a little piece of tape here and marked right here. That's 3.25. So I kind of have my center marked. Now you don't have to do that. It's whatever makes you smile is what you're going to do.
We'll be smiling while we're wiggling.
Yes, exactly. All right. So I've got a little piece of transfer tape here that I'm going to put over Emma here. I got it. I'd like it to be about this far from the top. So I'm going to use that as a marker, and then I'm going to put this right between the M's for the center. So I'm going to take this off. Maybe.
It got so quiet. I was like, where did Cathy go?
I know, Cathy's having a hard time here getting this off. Here we go.
So she's peeling, but we can't see it. That's what's happening, in case you're wondering what happened. There we go.
Peel that off, but here you go. There it is. So this is the throwaway now. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put the center one right in between the ends, as good as I can get, and then put that top line right at the top of my letters. And then give it a good
And that's just Brother transfer paper, correct?
right. This is transfer tape, yes. Transfer paper. So then I'm going to peel that off and get the letters to come with it. And if they don't come off, just give them another push there. Well, give them another little push. Like bring everything around.
Every once in a while, I'll get one letter that just does not want to come up. And I'll go so slowly just to make sure that if I have to go back and get it, it's not in the wrong place.
Okay. So there we are. Now what I want to do, pick up my spatula. I want to give up into the A here on the blue line, or just in between. I'm going to cut up almost to that top line, and with the E also. And so when I set it on here, the two M's are going to sit right at the top of the bucket. But this one is going to want to move down. So I can take this, because I clipped it, and I can move it over a little bit and make it set a little bit easier. And the same with the E.
Oh, that's such a good tip. What a great idea.
So the A I got a little bit over too far, so I can change that right here. I don't have to. There we go. that'll give you a little wiggle room as to how to line them up. It lines up a lot better when you just give that a little clip so that you can move it over a little bit.
You know, that clip is such an easy idea. You know, you can use the array inside of there, but sometimes I forget, and sometimes I go to put it on a cup or something and didn't realize it was a little curved. What a great idea, just to snip to the top and curve it out.
Well, then I can just take this tape off.
Ingenious.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, that's cute.
So you also remember that you can, if you want to, you can take these off and move them around. I could peel that off and move it around if I wanted to, but I am not going to. I think it looks pretty good. So,
super cute.
All right.
Great idea and super cute. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
So we could, and I'm just going to be very lazy. I'm not going to transfer tape this because it really doesn't matter where it goes. I'm just going to put this right on here, right there. And because it's not, it can curve because of the petals, it only has the one spot that it, and those can sort of move around, so it doesn't need any clips. And then take the pink one off and just stick it on there. And that one didn't go exactly where I wanted, so I'm just going to peel it off. And move it over. Oops, not like that. Move it over a little bit, and there I go. So if it's something like this, you don't always need to use the transfer tape, lettering and things like that are all together. You do want to, but if it's just a little flower or whatever, you don't have to. So there's the little bucket, all decorated.
Cathy, that's adorable.
So then you take that aside, and now we're ready to cut our felt.
Right.
Now felt, we're going to be using our rotary blade and a low tack mat. Now the rotary blade, it's an auto blade, but the rotary blade is the regular blades push and they push down and they cut. So if you have something like this felt that isn't stuck to the mat real tight, the rotary blade is perfect because it's rolled. You have the rotary blade and it rolls and doesn't push, and so it's easier to cut fabrics that aren't really stuck down there real good, or thin fabrics. It really works very well.
And you know, Cathy, when you're talking about the rotary blade, that was a big conversation for us last year because it had just come out, and it works on such almost everything, but on little pieces, thin pieces of fabric. I did it on chiffon. It was amazing. It just rolled around, kind of like the wiggle wiggle, but a different. It's a whirl.
Yes. It's amazing. It does its rolly thing. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and load the felt mat. I'm going to get it up right here and here, hold the center, and then you're probably tired of hearing that, but it does work the best. So. Okay. So I'm going to, with this, I'm just going to bring up those same designs, so I don't know if we need to get in close.
You might want to, just in case somebody didn't see that or they wanted to follow along one more time.
Well, let me change up here then.
All right, I took you out so you don't get seasick. So again, if you have questions, make sure you ask. The rotary blade, where can you get that? Call your brother dealer. They have it. I don't know if they have it in stock, but they can get it. And also, the vinyl blade kit is another great one there. Cathy, what ScanNCut are you on again? The FTX 330?
Yes, I am. Yes.
So 330D, you know what the D stands for, Disney. So she has Disney designs in there. But this, what she's doing here will work on a lot of your ScanNCuts. So now even the older versions, they don't have the auto blade, but what she's showing you here would be very easy to do on any of those.
All right. Well, I still got that shine there, but I guess I can see.
We can see it's just the shine at the bottom, and everyone, we tried to get rid of it. We gave up because her hand will cover that.
I'll work on my lighting for next time.
You're fabulous.
I usually do the machine. I hardly ever do the ScanNCut, so I got okay, so we're going to go home here and say okay. And we're going to go back to pattern. And I'm going to go back to those flowers. And I'm not going to size them down at all. I'm going to get this one here and say okay. And okay. And set. And then I'm going to add pattern and the next one here. And make that a little bit bigger. Oh. And say okay. And set. All right, so you can see up here they're larger than the other ones. So I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to select, and I'm going to select cut. And I am cutting felt, and if I don't need my half cut, so I want to remember to turn that off. So I'm going to turn my half cut off. And now I'm ready for the next time, so I won't forget if I need that half cut off, because I probably would. So okay. And then I'm going to scan. Let me see. I need to go back. I forgot to scan that map. I got ahead of myself there. I was worried about that half cut, so I got
Hey, Cathy, while you're scanning that in, guess what is here in the refrigerator?
What's that?
With your name all over it. It's your birthday cake. There's still 2 pieces left. You should come back.
Yes, I should. I'd love to. You were an amazing host. It's wonderful to visit you. It's so much fun.
Oh, yeah, we can see that great. It looks perfect.
All right, so I'm going to say okay. And please select. And now we're going to cut. And as it's, you want me to switch back to the camera so you can see it cut?
Sure.
Okay.
So I'll take her out. So in case you missed that, Cathy was in my studio last week, or 2 weeks ago. We all talked about that. And Cathy, we had a little fun project, which you'll find out about in the future. We can't talk about it yet, but it was her birthday. And so Wynn brought this luscious chocolate cake. I don't even like chocolate, and I ate some of it. So there's 2 pieces left.
Oh, it was amazing. It was wonderful.
Delicious. There you are. We got you back.
Okay, so I'm going to push cut.
And everyone's wishing you happy birthday now, Cathy.
Oh, thank you, thank you. They do come once a year, don't they? All right, I'm going to start. Now, cutting with the rotary blade is going to take a little bit longer. And you can see it because it has to move position of the blade. So the blade can't always cut in one position. It's going to have to move so it can cut the different angles. So it takes a little bit longer. You wonder what it's doing, but it's just changing position of that blade so it can get at the different angles.
It's so quiet.
It is so quiet.
So I know if you're rolling in late, don't forget you can share this on your Facebook page if you want to watch it over again. This is such a cute tutorial. If you're on YouTube, you can share it. and be sure to subscribe and you'll never miss a new episode. You know, I was thinking about this, Cathy, even though summer's almost coming to an end, we still have some summer. I've seen little buckets like this in some, some stores, not Brother product, obviously, but for the holidays, I could think of something for Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Oh,
any
yeah,
of those.
definitely. Okay, it's done. And we will go ahead and bring this out. It just came right out to me. And you can see that this wasn't stuck on there hardly at all, and it just cut it so nicely. So
oh,
this is
wow.
just right here, and it just, there you go.
Absolutely beautiful.
So this one, and it cut the center out of this one. So you can do, like here, I like to do this one on top of this one like this. And I went ahead and just glued this in the center, just left it there, and put this on top. Because then, now when you're using felt, please, well, felt is very absorbent, and certain glues that I would thought would just work wonderfully, it just soaked them up and didn't do anything. It ate the glue and didn't stick to anything. So there are craft glues out there that are made for felt. So make sure when you get a glue for the felt that you get one that's made for felt, because they work wonderful. But make sure that it says for felt. So you take
That's good to know.
And you glue your frozen treat stick onto it, and then you go find your buttons.
Oh my gosh, you have a good stash there.
Yes, I do. And find a button that you like. That one doesn't really match, but then just glue that button onto the center. And
what a great idea. Love it.
Well, that went fairly quickly, though. Is there any?
Hey, you know what? We love quick and easy projects. So come back and join us on camera.
Okay.
I love this project. This is super easy to do. Great to do with kids, by the way. And I noticed that she had her, some people always ask, can the ScanNCut transfer stuff wirelessly? Yes. So there's a lot of talk about Canvas Workspace. You can find out a lot of this information on the Brothers site and on their blog. But this was such a cute project. And like I said, I could think of way more things than you did there, like what you did there, and then just change a little bit for the Halloween, for Thanksgiving. I could see putting those in front of each person's, on their plate with maybe some little snacks or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just those little buckets. You can do a lot with them, but it's the ScanNCut is just amazing what you can do with it, and it just has so many designs. And I did as simple as possible just to make it easy, but you can get complicated if you like.
Yeah.
But I like that transfer paper tape because you can clip it. It's got the grid on it. I knew where to clip it, so I could turn it just a little bit. It just is amazing. It's really nice.
That was such a great tip. And next time I forget, because I just put some ScanNCut letters on one of my cups for the boat, and it was curved just a little bit, and I didn't realize it. So then mine's kind of like straight. I love just putting the little snips. I didn't want to cut it out again using the array feature. So you just solved that whole problem. Where were you? Where were you last week when I put letters on my cup? Well, I'll do it again.
Exactly. Or, I have just peeled them off and repositioned them. Sometimes it's I have to be by myself and quiet to do that. So I have done
not reaching over a camera and all of that. So everyone, be sure to ask your comments. Tell Brother how much you love these live shows with these great projects. This was a quick, easy one from Cathy. Everyone's wishing you happy birthday. They're doing the wiggle wiggle. That's going to be the new.
Wiggle wiggle. Yeah. I tried that on some other things. Usually I do it just take it off, but I started just wiggle, and it would take some of it out easier. So anyway.
You made it very easy. You know, and you also showed that the ScanNCut doesn't just cut one item. I mean, it cuts fabric, it cuts felt, it cuts so many vinyl, so many different mediums. So, and then to be able to scan in and put your things right on whatever it is, you save so much fabric for product.
And to cut more than, you know, to cut all that you need at once. I mean, I cut all the craft vinyl that I needed for the bucket, and then I cut all the felt that I needed. So you can just put your fabric on there and cut all the pieces that you need at once. You don't have to cut one and go back and cut another.
Right. It's amazing. So Cathy, thank you so much, and happy birthday again.
Thank you.
I was asking when, I wonder if the chocolate cake is still good. It's been 2 weeks, but it looks like real chocolate.
I'm sure chocolate's not going to go bad. Put it in the fridge, no.
I'll test it and let you know. So everyone, thank you for watching. This was a great, quick, easy project. If you have questions and comments, I'm in the chat, and so is Brother Social Team and Cathy. Have fun on your travels. You're going to go to some stores here now, aren't you?
I'm going to go where?
Are you going to any stores anytime soon? Or
tomorrow I'm going to be in Florida.
Oh, fabulous.
And then I'll be home for a little while, and then I'm going to Minnesota.
Wonderful. So all of you that want to visit your brother dealers, make sure you stop in, because now you'll start seeing a lot of the educators back around. And Cathy, have a wonderful, safe trip. Great to see you. And thanks for a wonderful project.
Oh, thank you. You take care.
Bye, everyone.